And now let's move over to Abuja, where the Anambra residents in Abuja and its environs hosted their governor, Willie Obiano, and his wife, Iberichi. Enjoy.
One after the other, the Anambra residents in Abuja, the nation's capital territory, and its environs make their way into the hall, anticipating a wonderful evening with their governor, Willie Obiano, who is their special guest of honor. It's an evening with His Excellency at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. He will spend quality time with his people, seizing the opportunity to share his administrative journey so far in Anambra State. Handshakes, laughter, hugs and exchange of pleasantries while they await the arrival of the governor and his wife, Iberichi. While they were at it, the governor arrived with his wife, acknowledging cheers from the guests. The event saw prominent Igbo sons and daughters in attendance. Amongst them is the Obi of Onitsha, Obi Nnemeka Achebe, the former Minister of Education, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, the former Minister of Women Affairs, Josephine Aneni, former ABGA Chairman, Victor Ome, amongst others. A deputy governor, Dr. Nkemo Keke, who stood up to address the august gathering, asked the people of Anambra who lived outside the state to come back and see the developmental activities going on there.
The state is really blessed. The question is, how do we harness this great potential and make our state great? And I think the key for that to happen is to have a leader who understands the process of leadership. Development of a state is difficult. It's not easy. It's not an easy process, especially in today's economy when the resources are not available. So what he wants you is not to judge him by that road that crosses your town or your village or your house that's not yet built. Judge him by what you see. Judge him by the entire state. What has he done? After this evening, then you decide. Has he passed or has he failed?
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the man.
Mounting the stage to outline his activities within the 2 years of his administration, Governor Willie Obiano touched on all the areas he promised to reform, insisting that it's imperative for him to present himself and his administration to his people for assessment.
In the past 2 years, my team and I have been very busy with challenge of moving our beloved state from the old to whole new Anambra state. We are very resolute in our desire to build a prosperous state and leave a legacy of good governance for our people. It has been a tough challenge, but we are prepared for it. And tonight, about 2 years and 3 months after, I am proud to stand before you to give account of my stewardship in words and in pictures. When I took the oath of office, I assured Anambra that under my watch, we would redraft the operational manual of the entire security apparatus of Anambra State to ensure a lightning quick response. And that was exactly what we did. We launched Operation Obiano and organized an international security summit that attracted a top Israeli security expert, Moshe Kiani, as the key facilitator. Then we launched an all-out war against crime and criminality in the state, pulling down the houses where kidnappers kept their human cargoes and running them out of town. Our agricultural sector has also attracted investments from 7 companies valued at $1.011 billion US dollars. While the larger industrial firms in our beloved state have pushed our local rice production from 900,000 metric tons to 210,000 metric tons today.
With all these achievements mentioned, he reiterated the determination of Team Obiano to continue with the work they have set out to do.
Over the next 2 months, we will expand our focus to other areas of our economic blueprint and concentrate our effort in the new developmental initiatives that I call the Anambra Economic Transformation Program, AETP. The AETP will drive the development of key infrastructural projects which are critical to accelerate the economic development and industrialization of our great state and the wider region. The goal of AETP is to introduce a private sector approach to conceptualizing, financing, and executing infrastructure projects for greater efficiency.
The governor's speech did not only attract an applause, it also attracted commendations from the guests.
I can hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Are you putting your hands together or not?
A key point that came out in the presentations is really the importance of evidence-based policies. I was so excited when one of your commissioners actually used the word. A lot of the times in developing economies, people don't focus on evidence-based policy making. And because that does not happen, so much resources get wasted even in resource-scarce environments. By using analysis and data as a basis for determining your policy choices, I could see some of the results. For example, the focus on teacher quality. 70% of what informs learning outcomes of children in a school system is based on the quality of the teachers. And so the emphasis on improving the quality of teachers in Anambra immediately impacts learning outcomes. So we shouldn't be surprised if our children from Anambra State would trump all other children if we continue to improve the quality and the adequacy of teachers in the classroom. It's called evidence-based policy making.
I am all the more thrilled by the performance, going by the fact that Anambra State is not only one of the, second to the smallest state in the country, but in terms of what comes from the center to support the states, Anambra State is one of the least given the revenue from the federal government. But it is prudent management that has resulted in the avalanche of actions turned out this evening. I say once again, well done.
What this man have done in my state, he deserves to go to second tenor. Because what our people is lacking is continuity in government. This man have a very loud project.
This occasion not only brought Anambra people together to celebrate, but also bring them up to speed on the progress in their state and the possible areas of improvement. Governor Willie Obiano used the opportunity to ask for their support and partnership in the task of taking the state to greater heights.